Hello everyone, we are taking a break from Tormented Souls 2 to play Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the original. With Resident Evil 9 coming out at the end of the week, I wanted to play this, one of my favorite Resident Evils ever. So we're going to take a little break from that for a while. I want to try to get some of this done before RE9 comes out at the end of the week. Now unless I'm mistaken, I believe I always use Control Type C when playing on the old PS1. I'm playing this on the PS4. I got it from the PSN store for, I think it was around $5.99 or so. Okay, so yeah, this changes the run button to square, so I believe we're going to stick with that for now. There's no subtitles on this one, unfortunately. Gonna start a new game. And what are we, babies? We're not gonna play on easy mode, we're gonna play on hard. Because if you play on easy mode, they give you a full-blown automatic rifle, which makes the game super easy. You never run out of ammo, basically. Let's go.
It all began as an ordinary day in September. An ordinary day in Raccoon City. A city controlled by Umbrella. No one dared to oppose them, and that lack of strength would ultimately lead to their destruction. I suppose they had to suffer the consequences of their actions, but there would be no forgiveness. If only they had had the courage to fight. It's true that once the wheels of justice begin to turn, nothing can stop them. Nothing. It was Raccoon City's last chance, and my last chance. My last escape.
Her last escape. Let's go.
This is Chopper Delta, preparing to drop off at area E95070.
What are they?
Boy, when I was a kid, I thought this was so awesome. It was so cool. I didn't realize how cheesy it was until much later. Especially with the Umbrella mercenaries. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. It's still an awesome looking cutscene, but it shows its age. Isn't it funny how Umbrella sent a team in of what, like 20 guys? 30 guys to confront a city of 100,000 with potentially like 90,000 zombies. They really thought that was gonna do it, didn't they? They really thought, oh, just send in a couple dozen guys and that'll take care of it. Yeah, right. You like how the mercenaries are just shouting random things to sound all dramatic? And here we go. Good old Jill Valentine. So we got the handgun, the reloading tool, and not much else. So since I'm playing on the PS4, there's no enhancements here, like there is in the PC version with the mod. It's just the good old graphics from the PS1 days. Now, a funny story I like to hear and retell is one I heard from my favorite streamer about how when he was online, a guy once told him that the reason Jill burst out of that door was because she's an explosive expert and she was experimenting with C4 and blew herself up.
September 28th, daylight. The monsters have overtaken the city. Somehow, I'm still alive.
I always find that funny. The supposed explosive experts blew herself up with the C4, according to that one guy on the internet. Never change, internet.
Okay, we've got to get out of here.
What? What do you think you're talking about? I just lost my daughter out there. How dare you tell me to go back outside?
I'm sorry about your daughter, but there isn't gonna be any rescue. We have to get out of here.
No! I'm not going anywhere. I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters. Now leave me alone!
Alright, then stay there, you freaking fool. Isn't that stupid? You'd rather just stay here and wait for all of them to eat them and then go outside and have a chance of escaping. What a maroon, like Bugs Bunny would say. I was just watching someone play the remake a couple hours ago. Or a few hours ago, rather, of this. And I miss how you no longer go back to Dario in the remake. You just meet him for like 10 seconds and that's it. You can't even get the resources you do here.
I told you! I'm not leaving! Never!
Or even his memo. The container is locked from inside. Alright, then stay there and rot, Dario. Dario Rosso. Got a... Oh, I thought it was a first aid spray. We got some bullets. So you can technically use the joystick with this one, the analog stick. But it might actually be better to use the D-pad for this, like in the old days. Yeah, I think it might be better because surprisingly it's a bit more precise than the analog stick. At least for these types of old games. They really could have retouched this just a bit, you know, just giving it to like Aspire or someone like that and just say, hey, you know, we don't really have time for a full remaster, but hey, why don't you just touch up the graphics just a tad, you know? Can you do that for that? Can you do that for us guys? And they just paid them a bit of money. They could have done it easily. I'm sure GOG would do it for the PC version if they had the resources and the funds, but obviously they don't. They're a much smaller marketplace than Steam. Got the warehouse key. It's funny because it looks fine on the recording stream on Elgato. It's on my big HD television. That's where it looks kind of janky. Delivery vouchers are scattered everywhere. So I first learned this game when I was playing Dino Crisis. That was one of those games. I think I played a demo for Dino Crisis, or I saw it somewhere, maybe in a magazine or somewhere. Yeah, because I think back then the magazines used to be, some of them would sometimes have entire guides for like the games. I remember getting this sort of like mini guide for Dino Crisis from, I think it was either GamePro or EGM. But I got that, and what do you know, Dino Crisis had Resident Evil 3 advertised on the back of the manual. And so that was the very first game I ever had someone pre-order for me. I had never pre-ordered a game up until that moment. We don't need this right now. We don't need these books. We do need the reloading tool. Yeah, so that was the very first thing I ever pre-ordered. It was at Resident Evil 3 right after playing Dino Crisis, and you imagine at the time I actually thought Dino Crisis was a good game. I wouldn't realize how crappy it was until much later. But yeah, I was a big fan of Resident Evil. I played the first one, enjoyed it. I played the second one, enjoyed it even more. Even though it didn't turn out to be like I thought it would, I was expecting more Resident Evil 1.5 because I was always advertised in all the magazines, and then you got the game and oh, it's completely different. They changed all the stuff in it, but it was still alright. Like, you know, it was still great. So yeah, I pre-ordered Resident Evil 3. Now, one thing you want to do is and I was watching a streamer a couple weeks ago play this game. One thing that she did a bit wrong is that you want to use the reloading tool individually. because doing that will actually grant you access to the enhanced bullets, which you can then use against the zombies, and they're much more powerful. You want to try to save some of the gunpowders to make more powerful ammo later on. Let me grab the blue one so you can see the different combinations. I believe it's this one. Yeah, the creation of bullets. Yeah, and trust me, the enhanced bullets are totally worth it. They are much more powerful. Especially the enhanced shotgun bullets. You definitely want those. Okay, so there's basically 3 types of basic gunpowders, A, B, and C. You can create C by mixing A and B. It's 13 gunpowders in total. So here we go. You have A is handgun, B is shotgun, C is regular grenade rounds. That's important to remember. Just regular grenade rounds. A and C is flame, B and C is acid, and here's my favorite ones, the ones that I completely missed in remake. I wish they put them in there. C and C equals grenade freeze rounds, and then C plus C plus C equals magnum bullets. I do not recommend making those except maybe like once, because you will find magnum bullets near the end of the game, and the grenade launcher is much more than adequate. So I recommend you stick with the grenades, particularly because the freeze rounds will stop Nemesis in his tracks. Those are really useful for Nemesis if you wanna confront him. The freeze rounds are perfect for that, because they will actually make him wince and take a step back, and that can make the difference between him grabbing you and you completely dodging him. So yeah, and look what I said. If you repeatedly create the same kind of ammunition, your skill will be improved and you will be able to create more powerful ammunition. Nice. Yeah, so like after you do the first 8, you can combine them. You don't have to always do them individually. It's just the first 8. Joe's got that nice 180 turn. It's interesting when you play a survival horror nowadays, whether it's a retro one like RE1 and RE2, or whether it's something new like Tormented Souls. Well, not Tormented Souls, Silent Hill F. That's the one I'm thinking of. And they don't have that 180 turn. It feels awkward. I mean, it's funny because in real life, I don't think anyone can turn that quickly, you know. At least without getting a tiny bit dizzy for like a second or so. But it's really useful in these types of games, because it can quickly save you from getting your ass grabbed by a zombie. So yeah, you want to use freeze rounds for Nemesis when we beat him much later on. Those are by far the best weapons, the best ammunition for the weapon in the game. By far. I think flame round is alright. Regular grenade rounds are so-and-so. Surprisingly, acid is not that good in this one. The reason being that acid is generally good against the more living enemies, like Barry would put it in RE1. So lickers, hunters, stuff like that. However, there aren't that many of them here. You find some of the insect monsters, the brain suckers, the drain damos around, but there's only a few of them, so they're not really worth expending a lot of grenade launcher rounds on. And then you do find hunters in the hospital, but then you're playing as Carlos, so obviously you don't have access to the grenade launcher. And the spooters, as people call them, the spiders, are not worth even bothering. So the acid rounds are actually kind of weak. They're not really worth it at all. You think they would be useful against Nemesis, but no, you're actually much better off just making freeze rounds, because those will take him down quickly in like 8 shots or so. Acid rounds are kind of weak in this game, so you have to know that. Now we could go this way, but the zombie's gonna start getting back up, so instead we're gonna head over here and go grab the shotgun. Yeah, so if you find them on your own, that's fine, but I recommend avoiding making them, because they're not that great over here. You know, they're kind of weak compared to other games. Oh, there goes Brad Thickers. God damn, he's so fast. Back off, damn zombie. He's so quick. Okay, you see the blood puddle, he's dead. Is there a guy over here? Oh, here he comes. You want to take these guys out just so you can get the shotgun that's in here. Sit your ass down. Is there a guy left in here? Oh shit, there he is right there. You like Jill suntan? Back off, fool. Alright, we grab the oil. That's important, we need that for later. And here's a good old shotgun. You like how these games would make the non-interactable enemies different. I mean, character models different. Like you see there, the police officer looks completely different than Jill and the zombies. Like he looks less solid, almost like he's not even a human. That's so you can know that you can they're not gonna get back up. He is lucky he died before his guts were ripped out. Are you sure about that, Jill? Are you sure he wasn't alive and suffering by the time that happened? Okay, so this guy is up here, but there you go. Okay, and we can just leave him there. We don't need to actually kill him. Just get him out of the way. Hot dogs. There's some nice advertisements here. They also did a really good job of restoring them in the HD mod for the PC version. Unfortunately, you'll find that version needs a bit more improvement. I want to go back and get the map if I can. The problem with that is, even though it did tremendous job on the environment, the textures themselves for the faces are kind of goofy looking sometimes. There's some instances where the faces will literally they don't look human. They look like clay. Oh, god damn, there's a freaking guy. Wonder if we can reset him. It's locked from the other side, because of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, so you'll see it mainly in places like the clock tower. When you get there, you'll see some of the dead bodies in the backgrounds look like clay, especially. It's kind of goofy. Like, god damn. These guys just won't go away. Fuck off. Are you alright, Jillian? Alright, let him come over here. Ooh. Damn. That was not what I expected to do. You know, that was not what I was trying to do. Whatever. There's more green herbs nearby. Okay, so let's see, because she should have aimed automatically at that that is not the correct button. That's a pause button. I'm trying to see if I could get back to the controls, because I wanted to alter the controls if I could. Here we go. Because I noticed that she's not aiming automatically at the barrels, which is pretty useful when you're confronting the mobs of zombies. So let's see, we run over here. Maybe it isn't Type C. Maybe Type C is for Resident Evil 2. And Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna switch it back to A because it looks like the only thing that changes is the manual and auto aim. So yeah, I'm just gonna change it back to A. That way we can target the barrels. Because the thing is, the way this game works, R1 targets zombies, R2 is supposed to target interactable objects in the environment, stuff that you can blow up, bombs, barrels, things like that. So it's better to have it because it can be quite tricky hitting those things on the walls. So we're just gonna change it back, whatever. Fool, come on, fool, get back here. Ah, god damn jackass. Whatever, we'll get plenty of health in the police station. Now, this is the door to the boutique. This is where the special costumes are. You can't get those until after you play the game for the first time. Yeah, there's some herbs over here. Got the uptown map. This is the first time she could go upstairs on her own. Because in RE1 you had to do it manually, and in RE2 you also had to do it manually. Here you can actually go up some stairs on, not all of them, but you can go up some. You know, without having to take the loading screen. Oh, look at this genius right here. We're never gonna visit this place again, so we can just run past them. You also notice the sign for the U.S. Senate election there had 2 periods instead of 1. U.S. double period Senate. Yeah, I have a guide from, I think it's Brady Games. I think it's Prima. That I highlight some of the goofy ads you see in here. It was actually really fun. I think it's probably worth like $30 or $50 now at this point. Maybe like 50 or so. But I'm never selling the thing because it's actually a pretty good strategy again. It's actually pretty funny too, pointing out all the inconsistencies and little signs around Raccoon City. So, you know, I'm pointing the little gaps in logic, like how Leon was able to get into the city even though there's supposed to be a blockade. And they basically said, they were joking that the blockade is run by spider monkeys. Now you notice there, Trip Lord. Wanted. So apparently that is Raccoon City #1 criminal, Trip Lord. Wonder what he did. I assume he might have tripped someone. Maybe a cop. Maybe. Okay, so there's Brad. We can't go here just yet because we don't have the key for that. And if this just loops us back around. God damn. Freaking invincible zombie. That guy we're gonna leave alone for now. Look at that. All the bullets we created at the beginning are just gone now. It's all gone. We can't open that thing just yet, so we're gonna leave it alone for now. We need the crank for that. And here's that funny little thing you can do. When you're gonna enter here, Brad's gonna be here. But if you want to get a more angry reaction out of Jill, and if you don't want to waste bullets saving good old Brad Dickers, you know what? We just turn right around back and try to go out. That's Jillian turning her back on her comrade. Because fuck you, Brad, you suck.
Brad, why isn't someone doing something about this?
No one's trained to handle this kind of situation. What could anyone do? Listen, he's coming for us. We're both gonna die.
What are you saying?
You'll see. He's after STARS members. There's no escape.
Yeah, they're more friendly if you try to help them out, but if you just go back, they can say he kills the zombie so you don't have to waste ammo on your own. And we also get that more angry reaction from Jill. She's much more offended here than she is in the regular one. Clock tower postcard. Picture postcard but clock tower. The following explanation is printed on the backside. A landmark spot saying Michael Clock Tower. Oh, how I missed the clock tower. What did they do to you in remake? They just completely eliminated you. Although apparently there's some guy who's working on a mod to restore it, so I hope it works out for him. I won't be able to play it because I don't have a PC powerful enough to play that game, but I'll watch someone else play it. Hopefully, maybe if we ever get some money, that'll spur me to invest in an actual gaming PC instead of the one and all I have right now. It's not really a potato, but it's not meant for high class games like this, like the remake of this. You know, it can handle retro games. It can't really handle anything past like the PS3 era. So it is what it is. That guy that told you about also joked about them serving milk and donuts in a bar instead of alcohol. They do have bourbon, so they obviously do serve that actual drinks. But that's funny, them serving they're serving freaking milk and donuts in a bar. Payphone, we don't have those anymore. Now the lighter you just combine with the oil, and there you go. There's your lighter. We'll need that to burn through some ropes. I do like how they give you some moment of quiet, peace before introducing Nemesis. You know, they don't overwhelm you with him right away, as they could have easily. I'm gonna ignore those guys. God damn it. God damn. So many freaking zombies. Isn't this funny also, like the alleys in Raccoon City have the doorways that are like from Chief Irons' dungeon in Resident Evil 2, really? Okay, this guy we have to shoot. I mean, might as well kill him so that he's not in the way anymore. There you go, shoot him in the ass. Okay, where are we going? I believe it's is it this one or no, it's not this one. This one's the one that was locked. Welcome back to Dario later on to get his stuff, his gunpowders that he has over there. So I'm gonna try to make the opposite decisions that I made in my last playthrough for this when I played PC. Hopefully there's a red herb nearby because we need some health, man. Oh yeah, here we go. There's some right there. So just wait for the horde to There you go. Look at all the ones it took out. I only left the blonde one. Nice. You gotta time it correctly, and you can't be too close, or else it'll get Geo as well, like you saw earlier. She is not dead. God damn. How many bullets does it take? She was a tough one. Okay, so thank God, red herbs. We'll get some more in the Raccoon City police station, but we desperately need this for now. There you go. Yeah, the problem is, like I said, if you choose easy, and the first time I played this, I actually did pick easy because I didn't know how easy it was going to be, and I wonder, why are you starting out with a freaking assault rifle? Like, this is a lot of ammo, and then it turns out, oh, because you don't get it at all in hard. When I played hard mode, I was wondering, where's the assault rifle? And it says, oh, it's only available in easy mode. It's a crutch in case you run out of ammo for the handgun. Photo A. The policemen are pressing forward. It's dated September 27. Isn't it funny? They had those vans, those big SWAT vans. They could have used those to make a much more effective blockade against the zombies, and then just climbed on top of them and shot them from down there. But no, instead they tried to use the cars, and the zombies just poured right over them. Come on, man. And there were what, like 12 police officers at most. Like, where's your explosives? Where's your grenades? You know, somebody else pointed that to me before. Where's the bombs? They should have used bombs against them. Would have been much more effective. His flesh was apparently bitten off or devoured. Okay, so now you burn this. Yeah, it was one of my family members who pointed out, why not just use bombs? She pointed out, why just use bombs against them? The rope seems to be soaked with oil. Here we go. Burn that away. The one thing we're not going to do is we're not going to fight Nemesis, because unfortunately we don't have the resources to win. It will literally cost us all the ammo we have, and we'll get much better weapons later, so we are not going to fight Nemesis. But other than that, I try to make the opposite decisions. Like, I believe last time I used a cord against him and electrocuted him at the tower. This time we might just push him off. There's doggos over here, so you gotta be careful with those. Look at them. There's the flame doggos. So we just go in here to reset them. How are they still alive? Wouldn't they be burning? You know, like, fire will kill some of the zombies, so. Okay. Yeah, the first few gunpowders that you get, you want to use them to, you know, get some actual ammo. Later on, we can start to save for the grenade launcher, especially depending on where we get it, because if we get it in the locker, we can start making ammo for it early. If we get it in the power station, like if the locker just has the Magnum, then we're gonna have to make the ammo later. We can put this away for now. We don't need it. Try to remember, I don't think we need the lighter anymore, so we can put that away. We're gonna keep this, and I guess, yeah, let's put this health away. Start making our own little health hoard right over here. So we're just keeping the ammo, that's it. Not gonna say because we don't need to just yet. Ooh, let's get out of here. Books and Burger Kong. It's locked with a simple lock. We need a lockpick. As someone pointed out, I think it might have been that very guy. It's actually not nighttime yet in Raccoon City. It's just dark because, you know, the whole damn city's on fire. So that's where the darkness is coming from. You can see the smoke is just pouring into the sky. That's why it's dark. But we're actually in daylight right now. It's just really, really dark because of all the smoke from all the fires across the city. The one thing I mentioned earlier when I played, I first played Resident Evil 1 and loved it, but I didn't realize I was playing the Director's Cut DualShock Edition because it seemed so cool. Everyone bragged about the DualShock. I think in magazines and commercials, like, oh, it has extra stuff. You know, it's a special edition of the Resident Evil Director's Cut, and it's like you can feel the vibration now for the brand new DualShock controller and the PS1. And I didn't realize that it had the awful soundtrack. So I grew up on. Well, not really grew up, but for those first couple years, I was thinking that was supposed to be the actual Resident Evil 1 soundtrack. That whole weird music with like the clown horns and all that stuff. I thought that was the actual, and like the classical music when you're fighting the tyrant and stuff. Like, I thought that was the actual soundtrack. So when I found out that was basically considered the awful soundtrack by a kind of like a fraudulent composer, I was shocked. And then when I actually heard the Resident Evil, the actual first Resident Evil soundtrack many years later, and there was all this like this rock themes and all this energetic music, I was like, what the hell is this? And that was the original soundtrack. I just never heard it before because I always played the DualShock edition. I thought that was how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to sound like that, like classical horror music, and then like I didn't even realize the clown horns in the basement. I thought that was just you know, like referencing like the random chaotic nature of the zombies. I didn't even realize that was just a bad shitty track made by that one composer. So that was funny that I didn't hear the original Resident Evil soundtrack until much, much later, so I didn't know how awful the one in the director's cut was. Yeah, so like I said, we are not fighting this guy right now. We'll fight him later when we have substantial weapons. If we were playing on easy, we would fight him, but not now. This is an awesome cutscene.
Jill!
Brad!
We've gotta... Jill! Help!
Yeah, get him, Nemi. Get rid of Brad Pickers. What a thought. Nemesis actually does his job in this one. He actually kills a STARS member. It's not like that bum in the remake who can't do shit. Yeah, we're not fighting this shit. Get in that police station. I think you can get Brad's ID card from there, but we don't really need that because we can get Jill's later on, so. It's funny how he won't go into the police station even though he can barricade it down. I mean, he can block, he can, you know, bust that door down. But I guess he's toying with her. Actually, we should probably not take these yet because, I want to make sure I actually have the space. This was another thing they messed up in the remake. Why the hell they had Carlos going to the station instead of Jill? Like, what the fuck? Statue of the Flying Goddess? Yeah, like, this is her domain. Why would you have frickin' Carlos going to the hospital? Like, I mean the station, like, it was an okay section. They had liquors in there which weren't here at all. It's completely blocked off. But yeah, it was just weird to have Carlos and Hannibal Buress, as they call him, Tyrell, in the police station instead of Jill. Like, what the fuck? It just sucks. We couldn't see Jill interact with Marvin or anything like that, or reference role stars on comrades or the other police officers there. It was just a very weird situation. This terminal controls the security system. I could operate if I had a stars card. Yeah, so if we'd gotten the card from Brad, we could have opened that right there. The other option is to just not do anything and automatically you can go pick up the card. The problem is Nemesis will actually engage you in battle then, so you gotta dodge him and get the card, which is not easy. So it's better to just come in here, kill the zombies, and get the card. You know, it'll take you what, like 15 minutes. You know, just kill the zombies here. You know. God damn, he takes so many bullets. A bullet sponge. Does Jojo have ammo for us? No, he does not. Someone has made quite a mess in here. Oh shit, it's over here. If only we had our knife, right? It's one less zombie to worry about. It's RPD Officer Marvin Brana. He's been fatally wounded by zombies. He appears to be holding something in his hand. Marvin's report. September 24th. There are reports of a theft in the municipal building before dawn. A jewel-decorated clock at the main gate was damaged. 2 of the 12 gems that are installed on the face of the clock are missing. Due to the lack of available officers at this time, I have no choice but to suspend the research of this case. Signed, Marvin Brana. September 26. Based upon an autopsy report of a 42-year-old restaurant owner, I have discovered that he has one of the missing gems. He apparently took shelter in the police department at about 10 a.m., where he was shot to death within 10 minutes of having developed the symptoms. That sucks. Since the city is currently under martial law, we are forced to suspend this case. At this time, we'll keep the gem as evidence. Signed, Marvin Brana. He's been fatally wounded by zombies. He's not really fatally wounded just yet. He's still somewhat alive, but oh, look at that one. Hell with that guy. He's still somewhat alive, but he's gonna last a few more hours until Leon finds him. He's just unconscious. There's the gem. I don't believe we have an item box here outside of the one in the near the window hallway. I don't know the combination for this. I already forgot it. I already forgot that damn combination. I have no idea what it is. Oh, hi. She's got a low neckline on that dress or shirt, whatever. Blouse. Yeah, I was watching somebody play the remake earlier. It's funny because somebody also, apparently somebody mentioned to, you know, to a forum or something on the internet that he couldn't get scared of the remake because they were using the same zombies he had seen in RE2. You know, he didn't find it scary because it was the same zombies, as if changing the faces is supposed to be the point of it all. Like this person wanted to have literally, I guess, like 530 different zombies. Like, what a, come on, man, you know that's not possible with freaking hardware. You're gonna have each individual zombie, really? We really should take the knife just to knife those guys, but it doesn't do much anyway, so it's alright. We'll stick with a handgun. People are weird. Yeah, we gotta make 8 of them, and then we can start getting enhanced ammo, so let's get our tool, our reloading tool. This game is so much fun to play. It is very fun to play, which is why it's in my favorite top 5 RE games of all time. It's pretty much Remake 1, RE2, and Remake 2 are tied. Like, each one has something that the other's better at, but they're all pretty much top-notch, you know, A+, 10 out of 10 games from Capcom, so those are tied. And then I think it's Resident Evil 3. That's tied, and then what else would be my favorite? Trying to think. Maybe RE7, believe it or not. That game was actually a lot of fun, even though I didn't expect it to be. What would be number 5? I guess if I had to put it there, maybe RE4 might be that. Not really sure. Nah, you know what? Fuck that. Let's just put 2 and the remake of 2 in top 5, and then we can put RE3, and then we can put RE7. And there we go. There's a list. Because I have a lot more respect for RE4 these nowadays. Nowadays I have much more respect for it than I did in years past. You know, these days I appreciate it for what it is. But for a long time, that was one of my least favorite RE games. Like, it was so fun to play, but at the same time, story-wise, it sucked. Like, I didn't really get into the story with Sadler. I thought it was inferior to the Umbrella story. And Leon just seemed like such a cheesy, corny action hero in that one. It was actually kind of off-putting, you know. The way he was suddenly throwing around quips and being a badass secret agent. It's just, what happened to the other guy? You know, the more nervous, unsure of himself rookie from the 4th game. And the thing is, even though Matt Mercer is a great voice actor, I didn't know who he was at the time, but he's a great voice actor. But it was just a very jarring change to go from like the whiny, young sounding Leon in RE2 to like this deep voice badass in RE4. It's like, what the hell happened? He grew up more in like those 4 years, like, or 6 years, whatever. He just turned into a man that was like complete badass. Really, like, even his hair and voice were different. It was just weird. So I never really took to that game, but it was fun to play. It wasn't my favorite. Same thing for RE5. RE5 was a lot of fun to play. Definitely not one of my favorites. So David's memo. My sanity is at its end. I still can't believe this is happening. We lost another man yesterday, Meyer. Whatever, a better marksman. He saw me panic once we were overrun by the zombies, but he came back to save me. Sounds like it wasn't that great of a marksman. But when the time came to return the debt, I ran. I can still hear him calling out my name. I can still hear the screams coming from behind. The sound of his flesh being stripped from his bones. I was afraid, terrified. It's the 27th. The fight to stay alive continues. I took out several zombies and managed to break through the barricades. Now I'm cutting through the chill with whiskey, unloading my Mossberg of anything undead. That's the shotgun. That shotgun's become a close friend of mine. I blasted many a zombie into fertilizer with it. We've lost 13 men as of yesterday. In 3 hours, we'll bicker over trivial things in the meeting room. It's a total waste of time. When I finish this bottle, my old friend Mossberg will be turning one last body into fertilizer. Peace at last. I can hardly wait. Well, R.I.P. David. Vaya con Dios. Put this over here. Let's stuff the green gem over here. Unless there's a red one inside there. Let's see. Oh, there ain't shit. This is not the remake where you have a red herb in there. The remake of RE2. Yeah, so I think those are... Oh, I see the ink ribbon. Let's get that. I said get the ink ribbon, Jill, or can we not get that? Oh, I guess we can. I guess it's just a random... It looks like an ink ribbon, doesn't it? On the side of the table there, you see that little circle? But I guess it's just a random knick-knack. We can't actually do anything with it at all. That sucks. Now, it said we need the stars card. Maybe we can find it upstairs. Ooh, zombies. Back off, fool. Oh, you know, let's wait until he gets back up. We're gonna give him the Mossberg. The good old Mossberg. No, this is the Manelli M3S. Easy to carry, sawed-off shotgun. Uses 12-gauge shot shells. Damn, we should have... Come on, man, get up. What are you waiting for, fool? Never mind, we're gonna have to take out this guy over here. Because he ain't getting close enough to the other guy to maybe we can reset them. Let's see. Maybe we can reset them. I want to get them close together so we can kill them with one shot. Here we go. Let's try to line them up. Ooh. He's coming. Let's get him close to the fat one. God damn. Freaking fat ass zombie. Okay, that guy slowed down. God damn. I want to get them close together, bud. Ooh, got his kneecaps. Statue of a god holding up his soul. No zombies here. This isn't like RE2. Solid barricades has been set up here, so obviously the survivors are still behind this. That explains why the doors are all intact and all that stuff, because there's still survivors here. They're hiding out behind those doors. It's locked. You'll need the stars key to unlock it. We might need to go outside and get Brad's card because I don't remember where Jill's is at. Uh-oh. They disappeared. Yeah, we might have to get his card because I don't remember where hers is at. There we go, we can store that now. Got another herb combination there. I'm gonna keep the red one so we can combine it. Nothing suspicious. I don't think we got I don't think we got the combination for the locker storage just yet, right? I don't think we have it just yet. Oh yeah, cause never mind. I remember where it is now. It's over here. I remember. It's over here. There's also dogs over here, so we gotta be careful. Freaking dogs. Yeah, you're getting the shotgun because I'm not messing around with these fools. Come here, doggle. Two for one. There you go. And no zombies bursting through the windows here. Like in RE2. It's funny how they kept that moment from RE 1.5. Where you had the zombie hands bursting in through the bars of the jail, and they just put them instead bursting through the windows over here of the hallway. But they still kept the spirit. Empty cans and soda junk. Hey, Kobe. There he is right there, the man. R.I.P. There's her stars card. See, you can get it right here. Jill should probably keep that for sentimental purposes, but whatever. An ID card for stars with Jill's picture on it. Yeah, so like I said, you can get it from Brad. But you have to tangle with Nemesis, and it can be difficult to evade him. Looks like there was a recent accident here. Yeah, you kind of have to dodge him, grab the card, and then dodge him, and it's not easily done. So it's easier to just come in here and grab the key card for Jill than to stay out there. There's nothing you can do with the fireplace. Yeah, it's letting you know since you have the if in case you're tempted to use the lighter for it, you know, oh, you have the lighter, you can burn it and get that red herb. I mean that red jewel that Leon gets. No, you can't. No, you cannot. You cannot get that. All right, let's go. Let's go put the key card back in the terminal at the beginning. We can also get the green herb and combine it with the red one. We got some health. It took us a while, but we're getting some health. God damn. He's right there. Yeah, we should probably eliminate him just so we can run clear past Nemesis when he chases us. Man, just die already. What are you waiting for? You use up a lot of handgun bullets in here. So, yeah, because you see that guy's over there. He's still alive. But there's no point in wasting ammo on him since he's not a threat as long as you don't go right over him. So Man, this police station looks so good in the RE2 remake. They really kept it faithful to the original while changing some things to make it better, adding their own little touches here and there, like the underground passageway, but it just looks really good. And I like to play it, I love to play it rather with the OG soundtrack. The original soundtrack is still the best by far. I don't really like the new soundtrack. I know someone said, oh, it's a new game, so it probably feels better with the original sound. I mean, with the new soundtrack. But now I prefer the old one. The old one's a classic, and the original music is good for what's in there. But most of it is good, but you just don't hear a lot of it. You hear some of it, like when Mr. X is stomping around the police station. But by and large, you don't hear a lot of music until the end, so that kind of takes away from it. You know, it's supposed to be, oh, the silence is supposed to be threatening and build tension, but now it just kind of feels empty. I always thought that second picture there was a face, like a zombie face. I don't know if it's supposed to be a face or if it is like kind of like a little snapshot of the hallway. Like that main area, file 199X, looks like the lab from RE1. But I don't know if that's supposed to be a face in that second little picture right there, or if it's just like a snapshot of the whole of the lobby right there. Today's password for the safe is 4011. There we go. Got it. 4011. 4011. Let's go. Funny enough, something close to that number almost came out on the lottery last night. And I play 4141. So how was your weekend? This weekend was okay. Actually, I won a bit of money from the Olympics with the Norway getting the most gold medals. I won $236 from that. Then I won like 57 additional more from basketball, plus like 6 something more from basketball. So it was an overall profitable weekend. A lot of fun watching all that stuff. There we go. It was fun watching it. Kind of sucks that it's over. Let's go put the ink ribbons away. We don't really need those right now. I'm gonna put those away. Yeah, it sucks that the Olympics are over, but I've got like 250 hours recorded a bit on YouTube TV to watch later on and transfer that to discs. So I'll be watching that for a long, long time. I like those events. You know, I like when they highlight sports that a lot of normal Americans normally don't watch. You know, they're all focused on football or basketball. I like seeing the skiing stuff and snowboarding and even hockey. I go to appreciate it just a bit. Curling, stuff like that. I like all that stuff. You know, I don't think we need this card anymore. We can just store it. I like the winter sports and speed skating, especially. Speed skating is awesome. I should probably try to watch more of the regular championship events in NBC Sports and stuff like that on Peacock than just watching basketball all the time just because it's convenient, or football. I was never that big into team sports. I was always more into those winter sports. Alright, we got the stars key. That would be a good looking key. The emblem key. That would be a good looking key. If you could get like a replica of it for like a collectible, that would be awesome. The stars key. I definitely love a replica of that. I know they're selling replicas of the keys from RE2 Remake somewhere in online. I forget which site, but they look pretty decent. I might try to get those eventually someday. So yeah, we're gonna try to get as much of this done as possible before we play RE9, because I don't want them crossing over. Like, I don't want, you know, I'm playing RE9 and finding out stuff about that game and then I accidentally let it leak over here, or else I'm thinking about this game while I'm playing RE9. So I want to keep some distance between them, some separation, even though it's probably going to be a bit of crossover, because you know, it's I'm playing it this weekend. So, but that still gives us one more session to do with RE3 before we can before we can switch over to 9. Why would you throw away that key, Jill? Keep it as a keepsake or memorabilia. Like, you know, keep it as a collectible. Why would you just throw it away? That's a valuable stars key, you know? There's never gonna be one like that again. Facts from Kendo Gun Shop. Good old Kendo in the old games. Sorry about that, babe. I thought you were one of them. To the boys of stars, I have some good news for my brother Joe. He has finalized a new handgun for official use. It is the M92F Star Special. I remember that's what the M92F is what Otacon said the Trank gun was modified from in Metal Gear Solid 2. But he calls it the Samurai Edge. It's the most balanced on the Kendo custom guns. Joe said, if you miss the targets with this, you should carry a teething ring instead of a gun in your holster, implying that it's a baby. The goods will be delivered along with their proper documentation. I'm sure you'll be surprised when you see what kind of excellent parts are used for the M92F. I know that you'll want to thank the good people who developed it. Sincerely, Robert Kendo, Kendo Gun Shop. That's the desk of Wesker, Captain of Stars. Scumbag. Picture of the Stars team members. There's good old Jill. And Wesker with his stupid ass sunglasses in daylight like a moron. There's Barry, Brad Thickers, the chunky boy, Ed Dewey, that guy. We never really saw him in the original. He was eaten. There they all are. Kenneth. Kenneth was killed probably by that creature. And good old Forrest. It's Forrest. Oh my god. I was watching a streamer named Liz play the original one, and that soundtrack is hilarious. Like now that I'm older, I can appreciate it for how awful funny bad it is. You know, it's like, what do they call that on like Snopes or TV Trope? Do they call it like a norm, where it's like it's campy, but it's just it's like a entirely different level of camp. It's supposed to be serious, but it's not. It's just so campy. There are various trophies. One of them reads, Marksman Contest winner Chris Redfield. No comment on the medals. Oh, there's Barry. He left us some ammo. Thanks, Barry. You're the man. We should see Barry again someday. I know he's probably old by now, but come on, like, we need to see Barry someday. It's the desk of Barry, a STARS team member. A pair of replica guns are on the desk. You'd think he'd have real guns on there, being a member of the NRA or something like that, like I said in RE2. Got the lockpick, the master of unlocking. It's the desk of Chris, a STARS team member. This organization probably reflects the owner's personality. Like Liz said, that's actually kind of odd that Jill would think of it in that way, because it's her partner, her teammate, her friend. And then when Claire examines this desk, she has the same note. And it's like he's your brother, Claire. Like, she's his sister. She should know him better than anyone. No one is going to refer to their brother as, oh, this organization probably reflects the owner's personality. Yeah, you know who he is. And of course they changed, no comment on the picture. They changed the picture from a boyfriend for Jill. There's her beret to her dog. Personally, I think that's an improvement. The dog is always loyal. The boyfriends can be scumbags. So I think she traded up for the dog. If that was in fact her dog, it could have been her relative's dog. Who knows? The sister we don't know about, or a brother we don't know about. The first aid spray, yes. Oh shit, we should not have taken that. I just realized. I should have checked the locker first. Because if it's the handgun, I mean, if it's the grenade launcher, we're gonna have to go back and dodge Nemesis. Fuck. Large communication device. It's out of commission. I can't send any messages from here. Oh god, let this be the Magnum. Let it be the Magnum so we can put it in one slot. Because if it's the grenade launcher, we're stuck. Ooh, thank god. Normally I would have wanted to get the grenade launcher, but no, we don't have the space, so the Magnum is perfectly fine. We just stick it in the box. I am perfectly content with that. We just stick it in the box. We don't have to come back up here and dodge good old Nemi. Who is it beeping over here? Damn, she is really sunburnt in her neck.
No. Come anyone. Our platoon is cut off. No survivors found. This is Carlos. Send in support immediately.
The old Carlos, the horn dog. Thinking about the foxy ladies. That Carlos. The one she bitch slaps later on because he starts to panic. Carlos was okay over here. Like he was a cheesy cornball, but he was okay. They really did an upgrade on him, but he's one of the very few things in the RE3 remake that they actually did much better. He's far superior there in every way. I even like the way he looks now. He looks like an actual mercenary, like not like some supermodel. It took me a while to adjust. Like someone said, he looks like Miguel from Tekken. Exactly, almost. It took me a while to adjust for him, but once I played the game and I did adjust, I found he was definitely far superior to the old Carlos. The old Carlos is just weird now with his weird horny attitude and his supermodel looks. He just looks weird. He looks like a playboy. The other Carlos looks like an actual hardened mercenary that you would see fighting in South America or something like that, or Africa, or some other place like that, some other war-torn place. He looks like a merc, not a supermodel, playing at being a merc. So, oh, there he is, freaking Nemesis, not Carlos, Nemesis. We gotta stick the first aid spray in the box and also the Magnum. He's gonna jump through that wall when we go past it. Obviously, this creates an inconsistency because why is the window not damaged in RE2? You know, obviously because that game hadn't been developed yet. You know, RE3 did not exist when RE2 released. But I like to think of it the other explanation is because that's a window, and there's still some police officers in here. They might have fixed the window with whatever they could. Maybe they had a spare or something. I know it's a long shot, but maybe they had a spare because they figured they know if you see an open window here, zombies and monsters are gonna get back in. So you have to seal that somehow. So maybe they just repaired it instead of just putting boards on it. Who knows? God damn, why is she going upstairs? Go back downstairs, Jill. Yeah, so that's my personal headcanon. They just repaired it as much as they could. Just to prevent zombies and monsters from getting in there. Maybe they were all out of wooden boards. Actually, do we need to actually, I don't think we do need to run past them. Because I'm thinking, yeah, the safe spot is over there. Maybe we could just go back to the other save there. We just run past them so that we don't have to go, because the thing is, if we go in the save room, he's gonna be right there and he's gonna grab us as soon as we get out. So it might be better to just run straight for the exit and then save where the dogs are at, because we gotta kill those dogs anyway. So yeah, let's just run for it. There he is with his rocket launcher. Yeah, we're just gonna run for it. It's easier that way. We can just save where the dogs are. I do not feel like fighting him right now. We're gonna fight him next time when we get some more ammo. Now you gotta hurry up here because he will chase after you. There he is. Or shoot a rocket launcher at you. It's funny how that rocket can take down a helicopter and yet Jill survives taking it right to the face. You know, like I figured that probably should have been a one-hit kill. You know, it probably should have been a one-hit kill. I guess the logic is it misses her, but still. Hey, look where the unicorn medallion is at. Look at that right over there in the corner. That old panel right over there. Alright, so we can get out of here. There's nothing else to do here. We're done. And you can see Brad has gotten up and walked off. He's now down there. Even though we can't go down here, he is down here, wandering around, walking aimlessly until either Leon or Claire puts him out of his misery. Alright, so you can see it is now Nighttime in Raccoon City. You can see it right there. There it is, all black in the sky. So it's definitely nighttime now. Gonna unlock this. Now, we probably could keep going, but the thing is, we're out of inventory space, so I want to make sure we can save. So we're gonna save, and we're also gonna empty out some inventory space. Yeah, we're gonna kill those dogs eventually. Okay, so we're gonna store the first aid spray. We don't need that right now. Let's put this card over here. I'm gonna store the Magnum. I'm trying to think, do we need the lockpick or not? No, I don't think we do. I think we might need it in the newspaper office. I don't think we need it here. We don't need the gem just yet either. The reloading tool, let's see, I'm trying to think, nah, we don't need that because the thing is, we're gonna get, another safe office where we do have the, we do have some gunpowders. Do we have some more green herbs? That's what I'm trying to think. Do we have some more green herbs? Do we need to keep this one? You know what? Let's just save for now. That good old typewriting sound, right? Someone smashing the typewriter keys. Because I was gonna do the opposite of the decisions I made before, but now I'm thinking when you use the lamp to knock out Nemesis in the restaurant, that's a free hit. You can take his first item, so that means we can save ammo. So I'm thinking instead of oh, you know what? Should we go straight to the... You know what? Instead of never mind. Instead, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put away the green herb, because instead of going over to the restaurant first, maybe we should go to the news office. I mean, yeah, go to the news office. Because I think you can have a blast in the fire, knock him out. Yeah, so we're just gonna go to the newspaper office first instead of the restaurant. Get out of here, dog. Because we can knock him out that way and still get his it'll still be different and we still get his item. I want to make different decisions than I did last time, but I also want to get some of the items, so that's a free hit on him. There's the drain, Damus. Got some handgun bullets. He's holding something. Mercenary's diary. What type of mercenary keeps a diary? September 1st. Following 6 months of intensive training, my body's edge had returned. I was a good soldier, but they ordered my execution with no reason given. I was tortured and forced to give a forced confession. But on the morning of my execution, a miracle happened. The company had helped me out, giving me a second lease on life. September 15th. I ended my vacation short and returned to the HQ office. It looks like my BCS unit's been called into action. Umbrella maintains its own paramilitary unit to counter corporate terrorism and VIP abduction. In addition, they have nightmen who specialize in handling problems caused by illegal products, and Crowley a member of the latter. September 28, dawn's here, but we're still stalking through this nightmare. There are no provisions of any kind here. The undead walk the streets, feeding upon the flesh of the living. Given the choice again, I would rather have been executed. Death Row was a heavenly asylum compared to this place. I had chosen to pull the trigger myself in the hope that my dead body won't come back to life. Damn. All the way from South America or Africa or wherever he was at to come to the hell of Raccoon City. That's how it is. Oh boy, Umbrella, huh? Good old Umbrella. Where do you think Carlos is from? Think he was one of those mercenaries involved in shady stuff that was just recruited by Umbrella? Or was he a quote-unquote good soldier who just found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time? Take one blue herb. There's not a lot of poison here unless you run into like the brain suckers or the spiders. Not too many poison enemies, but it's good to have them anyway. Actually, you might as well just pick up the other one just in case. Oh shit, I've got doggles. Yeah, you back off, dog. Funny thing, if you're playing mercenaries, once you pass this section, Nemesis actually leaps off from the top of that bus right there. There's our two birds of tentacle Nemesis. You fight both of them at the same time. You want to shoot this dog just to get him out of the way, and also because there's a gunpowder there we're gonna pick up. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Dogs never learn, they just keep heading right at you. It's taking a lot of ammo though. Come on, dog. Lie down already. Damn, what is this dog made out of? Titanium? It's a freaking Terminator dog? What the hell? Finally, thank God. Dog was freaking invincible. Freaking Terminator dog. Gunpowder B. Good. We got some more shotgun ammo. Hopefully there's not dogs over here. Fuck me, man. Come on. They're all dogs. Shit. Oh well, here we go. Get him out of the way. Yep, just shift slightly over there. Don't even give him a chance to get back up. Just tease him with the bullets. Like Ada did to that one dog in RE2 remake. Where she and Leon just get shooting at it over and over again. It was completely helpless. Seems to be charging the battery. Cannot carry more items. Damn. So let's store these blue herbs. Even though we have some blue herbs over here, but these will be for the clock tower, I guess. Or maybe if we encounter like a drain dame or something, or brain sucker. Some more handgun bullets. Let's put this up here. I want to keep all the health in one section. Yeah, don't remember. Yeah, I think we do need the lockpick. Maybe. See, that is an ink ribbon. Why weren't we picking it back up when we were at the police station? She didn't pick up the ink ribbon. It was right on the edge of the table. Unless that wasn't an ink ribbon. It was just some random thing. But it looked like an ink ribbon, so I wasn't sure why she wasn't picking it back up. There we go. More shotgun ammo. Like I said, don't worry. Eventually we'll start making the enhanced ammo. That's when things get really interesting. And we'll also start making the freeze grenades. Okay, we need to get back the cable. Let's get that we can get that and use it on the cable car. I was going to take it with me, but I'm not sure if that's a wise idea because it's a long way to the cable car and there's a lot of items in the way, so we might want to keep that separate for now. Maybe we can just put it in the box and then we'll dig it up once we're closer at the other safe point. Let's stick that over here. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Do we need the lockpick for the Let's put the shotgun ammo away for now. Yeah, do we need the lockpick for the office or not? Might as well take that gem. We can stick it in the in the clock near the city hall. Now there's gonna be zombies out here. This game still feels natural to play. Despite the tank controls, I actually feel very responsive here. Oh, come on, man. These freaking bastards. You know what, fuck this. God damn it. God damn, now we gotta go back in the freaking office. That sucks. Freaking dogs. I'd have preferred the zombies in here. Yeah, I would prefer the zombies by a long shot, because it's just that the dogs are too freaking annoying. So now we gotta go back in here and heal again. That sucks. I tried to line them up so we can kill them all at once, but no, it just didn't work. What should we take? I guess we're taking one of these. That sucks. Stupid ass Dobermans. That frickin' blows. That frickin' blows. At least they're gone now, but still. Got the downtown map. There's a substation, which became a pretty shitty area in the remake. Yeah, ignore that guy for now. God damn! Get off me, you damn flea! I think that's a mosquito. It's one of those. It's either flea or mosquito. One of them. I think that was a mosquito, and I think the one with two heads is the flea. Okay, so I gotta go over. We're gonna go over to the news paper office because we never go that route. We always go to the kitchen to blow up Nemesis, but I want to see him get knocked out by the fire. Oh, wait a second. Here we go. There we go. Why waste the ammo, right? These we take out with the handgun. Now, if you look at this barber shop, it's a very curious thing. It has an A/an E, and apparently that thing is called an ash. And it's pronounced more like bear, so instead of barber shop, it says almost like Berber shop. That's another thing I learned from the guide. From the guide for Resident Evil 3. I think it's a Prima Games. Oh, more shotgun ammo. Nice. Let's grab that. Let's reload, and we're gonna stick these inside there, and we're also gonna grab the crank. The rusted crank. We don't need that one for now. That's strictly for the gas station. And apparently there's also a lot of signs for the Catholic Student Center. That must have been really popular there. There's another election ad. 444 motto. Wonder who that is. Yeah, there's a lot of advertising for the Catholic Student Center, Raccoon City. That must have been very popular. I guess there was a big Catholic population there. Yeah, we're gonna stick this right here so that we don't have to bother with it later. It's right there already. There we go. We're just missing one, and we're gonna get that one right in the newspaper building. Always check the dead bodies to make sure they have stuff on them. Like you can see they have ammo or medical items on them, herbs. Always check those. Yeah, I rarely go this route when playing this game. Even though I don't replay it that often, but I rarely go here, so. I think there's hunters in here in the in mercenaries. I don't think they're in the regular one, but I think they're mercenaries. Photo B. A close-up shot of a zombie. It says scoop in capital letters on the backside. I'm guessing that guy got scooped. He got scooped up by the zombie. A zombie scooped out his brains and ate him. Because how was he going to get that close to a zombie otherwise? So he got scooped alright. Got his whole head scooped out. So that was blocking the fire. Hopefully we have enough time to grab all the items before Nemesis comes. Because I think there's ammo, and then there's the gem, and there's a health item. No, we're not gonna use that. There he is. Good old Carlos.
Hey,
Where am I?
relax. You're fine.
If you say so, but my head feels like it's about to explode. Anyway, name's Carlos.
Anyway.
Glad to meet you, lady.
Jill, Alpha Team, RPD's STARS unit. Who do you represent?
Stars. I see. Well, I'm a member of the Biohazard Countermeasure Force sent by Umbrella Incorporated.
Sent by Umbrella?
Hey, don't look at me like that. What did I say? Do you have a problem?
Oh no. It's him!
So he's not flirting here like he did in the kitchen. Yeah, look at this. Look at this janky ass thing. Like he can't see them, or won't see them over that ledge. Damn. Freaking jackass. Reporter's memo. At last, I have found the evidence I need to prove that the cannibal diseases indeed happen in this city. One man actually ate people to death. He was like a savage animal tearing away a new flesh. It was completely disgusting. I've heard rumors that many people are also suffering from the disease now. However, the causes of the disease is not yet known. Is this another mystery of the present disease? I will have to check on it. They have placed Raccoon City under martial law because of the cannibal disease. I have lost contact with the media outside of the city, but I won't give up. As a journalist, I won't keep my ass shut and walk away. I have a duty to the people in my profession. I don't think this disease has spread nationwide yet. I believe that this city holds the key to its creation and cure. In fact, I'm sure, but the military set up blockades around the city to keep people from escaping and spreading the disease. Most of the citizens have either died or come in contact with the disease. I know that it is the right decision to quarantine the city, but I can't help but pity myself. If I am infected or eaten, it doesn't matter. My fate is already sealed. All I have left is my journalism. I won't give up until I solve the mystery of this deadly disease. I have just discovered that the disease is not spread through the air, but by some other means. Yeah, the water. Because of rats. Yeah, the non-existent blockades that Leon was easily able to get past in his good old Jeep. And Claire on her motorcycle. Wonder where those guys were who were supposed to be guarding the borders of the city. Man, if only we had more reporters like this nowadays, right? Alright, grab gunpowder A, gunpowder B. Ah, goddamn motherfucker. Get lost, Nemesis, you jackass. Hey, got Carlos body blocking him. There we go. Let's get the fuck out of here, Carlos. Don't worry about Nemesis, he'll be gone after a while. Yeah, we need the gem. We need the gem, but we can't get it while he's there, so we'll just come back for it later. We got his item, so we don't have to confront him now. That saves us some ammo. So Jill got knocked to the ground, but she didn't really suffer much damage. The throw doesn't really do that much damage. It just stuns you and prevents you from getting back up.
I need to ask you something. Why did Umbrella send your team here?
Our mission is to rescue the civilians.
How kind of you. Considering Umbrella caused all this in the first place, those liars!
Look, we're just mercenaries, hired hands. Do you really think the master would tell his dogs why they have to retrieve the stick he just threw? No time for talking. If you can believe me, then join us. Think about it.
The Raccoon Press. It's now in flames. Yeah, Carlos, even though he's kind of corny and cheesy here, he does make a good point that they're just mercenaries. They don't really know anything about what Umbrella's doing besides the basics. Like, they know they're creating these creatures, obviously, but they're not involved in the politics or anyway, so you can't really blame them. They're just hired hands. They did try their best. It wasn't their fault they got fucked up. And as you'll see later on, like, Umbrella didn't intentionally send them here to get slaughtered. They just severely underestimated the extent of the problem. I guess maybe they thought maybe it would be at most like only a few thousand zombies. They didn't realize the whole damn city was infected. So since we did not get the gem, we cannot go to city hall just yet. What we can do is go over here. And here's the important thing. If you want to get away from Nemesis, what you have to do is just go a few screens away, and then once you no longer hear the theme, you'll know you're safe from him. So if you go into the save room here, he will be outside when you emerge. But if you keep going far away, eventually he won't come back. I think also once you go into areas with other monsters, that's one thing that prevents him from coming back. Because I think the game can handle him and other monsters being there. Be careful with this guy though. He's around the corner. Also, he can go in here. Yeah, we're just gonna run all the way back as long as it takes. I just want him out of the way. And that gives us a good opportunity to store the weapon parts here. We don't need those. I'm gonna store a first aid spray to replace the one we used up. Again, we're gonna grab the reloading tool. We should be close. I don't remember how many times we've used it, but we should be close to the enhanced rounds. And once you get the enhanced rounds, they're permanent. So okay, so not yet. Maybe a couple more times, and then we can just start saving up for the freeze rounds. Let's see if he's outside or not. Yeah, I don't hear the Nemesis music. I hear the regular music. Oh yeah, he's gone. Ooh. God damn it, she wasted a damn box. I really wanted to hit that with the box so we don't have to spend the ammo to kill him, but no, she wasted it. God damn, Jill. Okay, so since Nemi is gone, we can actually go over here. Got some herbs. Nice. We don't have that plaque just yet. We don't have the book, so there's nothing we can do there. We must channel our knowledge to the future, for it shall always show our greatest destiny. Raccoon City Mayor Michael Warren. Should probably get some water. So my throat's starting to get a bit dry. Place your wisdom here. There's a hollow space for something to be put in. The funny thing is, that book I told you about, the guide, also explained this. If you look at the plaque right there, even though it's supposed to be some deep wisdom or something, if you look at what it really says, it says something like dog excrement will not be allowed here, something like that. Look at it. You can see it plainly right there on the green plaque. That's funny. It's like the food toy sign in RE2. Whenever you have those secret panels where you have to put the wolf and eagle medals, or you have like some type of power panel or something, and even though what the character reads is something important about, you know, about the power or about the metals, and what the sign actually says is something like food toys. And look at that, an advertisement for Biohazard 4 long before they ever started developing it. Resident Evil 4 right there. So since we're no longer dealing with Nemesis, we can go right in the diner and pick up some ammo. But there are zombies though. Fortunately, we have a lot of bullets to spare. Ah, we should have just used one shotgun shell, would have killed them. Yeah, we should have just used a shotgun shell. The way you can tell they're dead is she no longer aims at them. Oh, we have this message right over here. City Guide. The tracks of our city. Dear citizens, thanks to the kind and generous people from Umbrella Inc., this is a peaceful and friendly city. The vast donations from Umbrella Inc. have been used for welfare work, the construction of public utilities, and to help maintain public peace. In 1992, it was my 5th year of mayor as our beautiful city. It was then that through many donations and hard work, our city was able to rebuild the municipal building, create a state-of-the-art hospital. They should probably say either creating and create a state-of-the-art hospital. In honor of these fine accomplishments, I was awarded with a grand statue that same year. The statue rests in the municipal building. I came to the city as an engineer more than 35 years ago. I made contributions to electric systems and to the installation of the cable car. I pledged to follow the tradition of this fine city and will devote my life to its prosperity. The mayor of the city, Michael Warren. Yeah, and then he sold out Raccoon City to Umbrella like a bomb. Jackass. All that loyalty and all that experience didn't count for shit. He sold out in the end, just like almost every politician. Almost every politician. There are some decent... God damn, where'd that zombie come from? I thought there was only 2 of them. Damn, so I guess since we got the ammo over at the newspaper building, I guess it's not there's nothing here. That sucks. Maybe we can we get over him? Can we get around him? Let's see. You know, let's just knock him down. Whatever, man. Just knock him down. The lamp is lit. Heavy looking cupboard. There's a hole to hook something onto it. Maybe there's something downstairs. Maybe there's ammo downstairs now that it's not flooding. Oh, this is what we needed the lockpick for. This right over here. It wasn't the newspaper office. It was this little hole right here. I think you might be able to shoot those tanks, but it doesn't serve any purpose now. It's to knock out Nemesis. Let's just see if there's some ammo or something down there. You never know. Usually in Mercenaries, if you go down there, you find a victim hiding down there. Oh, there is something down. Shit. Push him back, Jill. Oh, is this where the other gem was? I thought it was in the office. Here we go. Oh, it is over here. Also, there was nothing in the newspaper office. I guess it changes our locations depending on, you know, which route you take. His chest has been ripped into and torn apart. Yeah, so there's a victim hiding here that you have to rescue, a civilian in Mercenaries. I think it's actually the lady from the Umbrella commercial or someone like it. Or it might even be Brad. I noticed there's a guy down here. I think it's... Actually, I think it is probably Brad that you have to rescue. Alright, so we got everything we need. No zombies since we cleared those out. Cafe tea? Or does that say Cafe Tua? Looks like cafe tea. So they serve coffee and tea. Nice. Let's use this herb. Might as well. I don't think we need the lockpick anymore. Let's see, because we don't need it for the oh no, we might need it for the gas station. Never mind. Also, you know what? Since we already healed, we can put this away. Since we're gonna use the green gem, we might as well just take the cord now, and we can stick it in the we can stick it in the cable car when we go over there. So let's save, and I think I'm gonna call it a night because we're already close to 2 hours. So we're at 1 hour 46 minutes. It is 4:04 a.m. so it's getting kind of late. We made a lot of progress. This is not an overly long game. Like, it's longer than the piece of crap remake is, but it's shorter than Resident Evil 2, and definitely shorter than Resident Evil 4. So it is not an overly long game, but it is a fun game. And I like the various routes and different paths you can take. So yeah, there we go. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. It's still fun to play. Like I said, I wish they touched up the graphics just a bit. You know, just the slightest bit. You didn't need to do a full-blown remaster, but knowing that the fans did actually do HD port for it, and it looked pretty good. Aside from some facial details at the clock tower and stuff like that. Like, knowing that it looked pretty good, I would have appreciated them touching up the graphics here just a bit, and you know, just a tad, just to make it look slightly better. They could have contacted Aspire or someone like that, or done it themselves at Capcom. But I know they didn't even want to release it. Like, the executives thought for some reason people didn't even need to play they didn't even need to play this game anymore now that the remake was out, and a lot of people protested because obviously the remake sucks. So you definitely need this game around in some form or fashion. It's good that it's available. I got it both on GOG and PSN, maybe because I like playing on the PlayStation. But the GOG version is for the HD mod. You can use it there. You can use that version, and then this one is easier to play and record. So, you know, plus if I want to play it myself, just to play it with no enhancements, this is a pretty good version. Like I said, I think it only cost me $5.99 on PSN, so pretty good bargain. That's for sure. Considering how much replayability this game has, you complete it once and then you can play it again and get a completely different route. And there's 8 different costumes or 6 different costumes to unlock, and there's a bunch of rewards and mercenaries. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck for $5.99. This game's definitely worth a hell of a lot more than that. I think when I pre-ordered it, the person who got it for me paid like $40 or $30, and it was definitely well worth the money. It's definitely one of the finer entries in the Resident Evil series. You know, a lot of people consider the Code Veronica to be the quote-unquote real Resident Evil 3. I say to hell with that. Code Veronica sucks. This is the real Resident Evil 3. I like Joe's adventure. Like, yes, it doesn't progress the story any further really, but neither does Code Veronica, and Code Veronica is just a slog of a mess. Like, I hate that game. I can respect what it was trying to do, but it did not accomplish it at all. Like, it's just awful in certain parts, and you can get soft-locked very easily in that game, which makes it very, very unfun. And plus, the second section with Chris too is just tedious. Like, half of it is literally a waste of time. Him just wandering around the burning Rockford Island base looking for Claire and just mopping up the few monsters left. It's just bad and boring in certain parts, but this game is pretty alright. I just wish they had made a better remake for it, because that would have rocked. That would have been awesome. And instead we got this half-ass mediocre abomination almost that disrespected the game. But there are some good parts of it, like Carlos, and you know, Jill looks good, and Mikhail got an upgrade, Terrell got an upgrade, so there are some good parts about it, but it just didn't have nearly the effort put into it that RE2 remake did. But this game is still pretty alright. Like I said, I definitely put it in my top 5 Resident Evil games list. This game is great, so we'll play more of it on Friday after I play some Blood Omen 2. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I will see you again next time in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis on the PS4. See you later, everyone.